Yeah, this reminds me of a quote I heard the other day, which I loved. When it's time for change, it's time to change.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, great.
Reminds me of something else you said, which I loved, which was extreme change. You mentioned extreme change earlier on in this podcast, and if you think about the context of extreme ownership and some of the great management and leadership principles we can get from the Navy SEALs and Army. Talk about extreme change, because we're going through extreme change now.
Yeah.
How can that be embedded now into organisations to really what I feel, and I've been talking about this since sort of 2015, that the businesses that will win are ones that are change ready and change adaptive. Like, they have to have change at the heart of their agenda. Yeah. They're not just tech organisations, or they're not just an organisation that serves this company. They're a change organisation. No. So how can companies go from this extreme change situation, which is probably the most extreme business situation we'll all face potentially, hopefully, how do they now embed that for it to be sustainable for the foreseeable, so they can thrive in this decade?
That's interesting, actually. And I'm going to bring us back to clarity again. One of the things the military does, it's designed to go and operate anywhere and do almost anything. That's the whole point, is we're going to train a group of people to have a generic set of skills, which we can then apply to lots of things. And we don't really know what we're going to ask you to apply it to, just be ready. And what the military does to enable that is it has real simplicity and clarity about purpose and responsibility and priority. That's how it works, so that essentially each person knows broadly what their sort of role is in a generic sense, and it can be applied to anything. So I think part of the challenge here is bringing that into business a little bit more, and creating extreme ownership is capable. You're capable of having extreme ownership if you've got that clarity. And we all know that work flows to the people who can do it. So I think what businesses need to be able to do is focus on, how do I build some really clear and simple structures and responsibilities and purpose for my teams, and then scythe away all of this other noise, some of which is legal compliance and so on, but a lot of which is just sludge. An awful lot of businesses, particularly the bigger they are and the longer they run, they build up sludge of process, sludge of governance, sludge of noise, frankly, which just holds everybody down. What we've got an opportunity to do here is scythe away a lot of that and focus back on the basics. And if you've got a core team who understand the basics really well and have got some form of clear ownership based around clear responsibilities and a clear set of priorities, you can launch teams like that at pretty much anything, and they will respond. And if you look at any organisation that operates in uncertainty the whole time, that's what drives them, is those simplicities and clarities, if you like. So I hope we see a lot more of that. I mean, I think it's going to happen naturally. Some of that sludge is going to be washed away by working this way, and by the stress testing of the businesses that's gone on. But I think individuals can help that a little further by pointing out the bits that don't work and the bits that are just holding them back, and washing away even more of it. And then you can exercise extreme leadership. And if you can exercise extreme leadership, you can cope with change, and you can respond to it much faster than everybody else can.